When I first came to Nisargadatta Maharaj, I asked, "What does Maharaj want from me? I'll do anything." He looked at me like I was crazy and said, "Don't you understand? I don't play these games. Spirituality, teaching, discipleship, and so on. If you need that, go somewhere else. But if you want to stay, stay." I was in total shock. I didn't realize all these spiritual paths were a mirage. So understand, spirituality and spiritual paths are part of the illusion. Look beyond the lie of promises of enlightenment to the words of Yoga Vasistha. Everything is made of consciousness. Nothing exists outside of consciousness. Before consciousness, there is nothing. That's why Nisargadatta Maharaj called this universe a pinprick, a bubble floating in nothingness, and that cloud of cosmic dust creates the illusory nature of I am. You do not exist. You are infinity, at the center of which floats a grain called the universe. Realize the emptiness beyond the cosmic speck you call yourself and the material universe. One of the last exercises I remember was the search for the one asking these questions, and when the perceiver was sought, none could be found. And the perceiver turned out to be just another structure, another clump of substance. Nisargadatta Maharaj often called it the denier. It can also be called the questioner. Both aspects of the perceiver must be dissolved. It is a mistake to think you'll find out who you are. The concept of I imagines it will find this out, and then become what it truly is. But there is no I that is you, and so when everything disappears after inquiry, the same happens to the I that felt itself to be something existent. Consciousness, of which the perceiver and awareness are made, the pre-conscious, the real, has neither perceiver nor awareness. Ask yourself, before the perceiver appeared, were you there? Are you there? The body, mind, formed by consciousness, are neither good nor bad. They are reflections of a clump of that one substance. And though after realization you are no more, the world appears like a house of cards or a discarded veil floating in nothingness. Even this house of cards is made of that nothingness. It's the compression that creates the illusion of a dream body made of consciousness. The life force animating the mechanism of perception also animates the dream body. That's why we usually don't see or notice the nature of the dream body. We don't realize it's made of the same undifferentiated substance. Understand that all perception is defined by this imaginary division of substance, which becomes the concept called consciousness, though it is made of that same substance. If you're lucky, the illusion of an individual entity will dissolve like darkness in a room where light is turned on. In the same way, the dream world, body and perception mechanism disappear, and there remains that emptiness that awakens your nature. Emptiness free from itself. Not this, not that. The search for reality is the most dangerous thing in the world because it destroys the world you live in. Nisargadatta Maharaj's core teaching is, if you remain long enough with the I am composed of consciousness, everything else will disappear, and it will lead to consciousness. It will lead to the understanding that everything is made of the same one substance. When it becomes clear that both the perceiver, the one consciousness, and consciousness itself are one and the same substance, then nothingness is attained which precedes consciousness, and all disappears. There is no you apart from the perception of you. There is no separate I independent of the perceiver. It seems like there's a separate I with beliefs and perceptions. But in reality, the I, its beliefs, perceptions, knowledge, memories, worldview, judgments, causal connections, past, present, future, and the belief I am, all arise together in what we call perception. There is no you outside the perception of you, arising from nothingness. There is no separate self or I possessing a worldview, a coordinate system, or lenses through which it views the world. It's those lenses, that coordinate system, that are part of the self looking through them. The self isn't something separate from the lenses it looks through, or the world it sees. When the self, the lenses, and the world are perceived as one and the same substance, then there's no self, no I, and no you. Even the seer, the aware one, the observer of the emptiness, is free from itself and doesn't exist. There's neither before, past, nor after, future. They exist only within perception of the self, the lenses, and the perceived world. This concept of past, present, and future sustains the I am made of compressed consciousness, which itself doesn't exist. There is no separate I or perceiver existing independently from perception. If there is no perceiver, there is no you. This you appears and disappears like the interval between frames in a film. There is no I that is you. The illusion continues because it is you imagining that this can exist beyond, but there is no beyond and no I that could ever exist there.